Okay. So we're meeting up again to look at the OAuth thing. Just going to close my calendar and mail and move Slack to the other screen so that when I share, no secrets are left behind. Share screen,
Yes.
desktop 1. Okay, so this is the MR from Andy.
My MR.
Yay. Cool. So what do we do? So we have update OAuth link.
Right. Yeah, so basically what this does, this OAuth link, basically just, so the backend renders the JOT token that we get from Jira in the state, but we
Yes.
also need like the current URL, basically just to get the path that we want to redirect back. And so this is what this thing does. It just appends the current URL to the state.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And yeah, so well, I think what we can do is to figure out, yeah, how we continue. Oh, actually, there are two things we can try. Like one thing is currently the app client ID is hard coded in there.
Yes.
Right, this one. And I think there's one thing we need to figure out is how can we make this like not hard coded. I guess for GitLab.com we can like have one client ID that we can use, and then we can like put on some environment or something.
Yeah.
But for self-managed, we need to ask users to create their own app and then provide the client ID somewhere.
Yep.
And yeah, so this is one thing we can look into. The other thing is how can we continue on the front end side and like retrieve the access token.
Yeah. So that should be easy. Thank you, by the way, for pointing out this pre-key shared thingy, because it's because that basically solves also the client problem, kinda. So yeah, we actually might not need this. Anyway, we will figure things out.
Right. Yeah. So the problem is if we want to get the access token on the backend side, we're back on the same problem again, that we somehow need to need to authenticate the user with the front end.
Yeah, that's true. Cool. Okay, let's try. Where do we actually manage this stuff? Manage your apps, probably, right?
Right.
Cool. So this is going to take a second. So this is your MR, by the way. Already Gitpod is already started, and I'm just going to drop the old Jira app.
Yep.
And then we can open. I made it already public. Can open the browser, and then there is. Oh, how is it again?
I think it's
descriptor. Yeah, Jira Connect. Jira the Connect app descriptor, right? This should be the thing, which we can. Okay, upload app, upload. Cool. So we have the app descriptor here. So the only thing that I thought would be a great idea is because for this, okay, let's open the OAuth docs again for the second to catch everyone up who is watching the recording. OAuth GitLab docs, GitLab OAuth, right? Should be here. Cool. So get started. So there is this proof key for code exchange thing. And the idea is that we generate a code challenge, right? And a code verifier. Basically, we just generate some string, and then we just URL encode a SHA of that thing, send it to you. And so this is basically like a CSRF token for the whole process so that nobody could hijack this thing. And so on every time we request like the access token, right, it should be generated. Anywho, I think it would make sense not to generate it in the front end and get it from the backend actually.
Yeah.
So that basically when we open this page, we already have the random value on the page, right? And so that our JavaScript code just reads the random value from here, saves it in local storage so that when we come back and we will have a new value, we can actually load the value from the local storage, right?
Yes. Just give me a second to think about it.
I mean, we could also generate a random string on the front end and just save it in local storage, but I don't know if that's a good behavior, so to speak. I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering if this is secure, because if we like render it on the page, it would be kind of public. But on the other hand, if we save it in local storage, it will be public. Like everything we do on front end is public anyway.
That's the big question. Like saving it in local storage, the question would be if this thing is, safe because this application runs on the same domain as the rest of GitLab, right? So yeah, I don't know. We will figure this out and we will just get a security person to review it, because if we need to move it around a little bit, we can move it around a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like anyhow. So the question here is like, hey, you have this OAuth flow button, right?
Right. I think you need to probably create an app on your instance first.
Yes. Root and what's the root? Copy. It's now probably complaining. First, it's complaining about this, then about that. So we just go back in again, and then it probably forgot who we are. Yeah, unknown client. Okay, so first we need to go. And by the way, this is the way how I think we should do it, because if you go into settings, integrations, it's not this one. Preferences, I believe. So we actually have like certain settings that are actually not shown here. There's, no, maybe
are you looking for the applications? Like it's
yeah. Like no, I'm not looking for the applications. I was thinking about it would make maybe sense to add like an instance setting to say, hey, and then we read like the client ID from the instance setting, right?
Right. Like you have like, it automatically creates like an application, and then that makes sense.
Yeah. So what is the URL that we redirect to?
This one / dash Jira Connect. And then / OAuth _ callbacks. I think it is.
So, yeah, this is the one, right? And then we redirect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So trusted, whatever, scopes. Which scopes did you ask? None. Scope API.
Just API.
Yeah.
I think that should be enough.
Cool. So this is the application ID, right? We copy it. We added. Oh, how do I find the file again? Don't they have like a file finder, like something?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that in Gitpod. Usually it's like Command T, but this opens a new tab.
Wait, view, open view, explorer.
Is it Command
file? Is it like find file, close folder, new file, open recent, edit, find in files, replace file? No, selection, view. I mean, let's learn something about this editor. Go to file, Command P. Cool. So I can be like subscriptions index HTML HAML, right?
Yep.
Cool. And then we currently hard coded here. So this is the client ID, right?
Right.
Cool. So now actually, if I click the OAuth flow again,
I probably need to reload.
Yes, true. how can we disable the cookie thing? Like, I would love for us to, disable the current user thing. Like, if.
Yeah, maybe to make, that's a good idea. And maybe in the future, to make development easier, we can add a feature flag.
Yes. Cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're already done. And
does
the URL now contain the code?
This URL?
Yeah. Like
no, it doesn't.
Oh. But maybe did you close? I think you closed the tab.
Yes, I closed the tab. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, code.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Okay, so you have been saying it would be great. Okay, we should. So with this OAuth flow, let's dive into the JavaScript code, right? Okay, cool. So one benefit of generating it in the backend, by the way, would be that probably like all these SHA operations and whatnot, they're super annoying in front end, because like even just like URL save and base 64, like, this kind of stuff is annoying.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think we can do it in the backend. Because I guess it doesn't make a difference if it's public anyway. We can just put it on this page.
So the question only would be, so we have the Jira Connect app data. We currently don't have it. Why don't we have the Jira Connect app data? Wait, Jira Connect app data. We're just not using it. We're just, okay, because subscriptions are empty, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was just thinking it would make sense. Just Jira Connect app. We need to somehow. No, okay. Let's just be like foobar, right? And then data, and then
we can
copy metadata, right? And we can just be like, the problem is we don't have subscriptions, right? I would just have a new helper like Jira Connect. I mean, we can clean this up, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So where was this again? I think we can search for it, right? This was the helper.
Right.
And so we can just create a new helper, right?
Yep.
Def. How did I call it? It's the OAuth helper, right?
Yeah, Jira Connect OAuth.
Cool, Jira Connect OAuth. And okay.
It's I think you don't need the
the
curly braces.
Sorry. And it's not JavaScript. Yeah, cool. So we actually do.
Yeah, basically we just need to copy what from the documentation, the base 64 stuff.
Yeah. Right. So we just say, hey, and we call this code challenge, right?
Yep.
Code challenge. And
we need to generate the verifier.
How do we get the random?
So it can be just any random. Can you search for secure random hex Ruby on Google? I think that was the thing, but I don't remember the syntax.
Yeah.
Right. Then I think we don't need to require it. It's probably already required, but we just need to copy this secure random.hex and then
give it a length.
Yeah.
Okay, so just 128, because why not, right? Can even have more characters than that, but I mean, whatever. So we also give the code verifier to the front end, right?
Yes. I think we need to make the variables downcase. Otherwise, Ruby will think it's a constant.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Code verifier, code verifier, code verifier, code verifier, and then we do code challenge, right?
Yep.
We potentially could even move like the client ID and stuff there, right? And build the whole URL in front end. Or actually funny, because state or of state, we could probably response type code. Wait, how are you? OAuth authorization URL. This is like a helper function, right?
Yes. I think it's it's even like a method for it. Okay.
What? Oh, it's like a global helper somewhere.
Yeah, I think this automatically gets generated by Rails.
Ruby. Probably this one, right?
Yes, maybe.
No. Would have been good. You know, I wonder if we can, you know,
like generate the whole URL.
Like you know, something like this, like OAuth stuff. I mean, we cannot generate the whole URL because we need to append the redirect, right?
I am.
Oh no, do we? No, we don't, right? Because we should have the URL from the jot.
We do, but we only have the namespace. Like we have the first part of the URL, but we don't have the path to the plugins page.
Okay, again. Okay, OAuth stuff like this, right? But essentially what I'm just trying to say is like, let's see if this is possible. I don't know, do we need to def or something? This should work, right? And so code challenge, because we can add these things, right? Response type is in, okay, so what do we do? Authorize, client app ID, we have that. Redirect URL, we have that. Response type is code. Scope is requested code challenge.
Oh yeah, we need to add a new thing.
So code challenge is code challenge method is hard coded, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
And we also have the code challenge, and the code challenge is how do you call it? OAuth stuff. Oh gosh, where is it? So it should be like OAuth stuff dot code challenge, or how do I access it?
I think you need like a parenthesis.
Like this?
And then right, but not as a string, as a so like a column in, yeah, right, this.
Okay. Someone explained the difference to me once, and I still don't know.
Yeah, one's a symbol key and one's a string key, but yeah, I don't really know what's the exact difference.
Cool. Let's see if it breaks.
Yep.
Oh, the Kaffeekränzchen is coming up.
Oh, we go. Wow, time went by very, very fast.
Yes. So this is loading for a long time.
Yeah.
Something's gone wrong. Maybe we need to go into the log again. The log is, wait, where did I close the, that's not smart, Lucas. Where's the code? No, there's the code.
There's.
Cool. So tail minus F log. Okay, so we got an error. This looks like a stack trace, right?
Yeah.
Encountered syntax error. Okay, how did we create a syntax error? Oh, geez, I hate this. Okay, so let's have a look again. I just wonder, like, sorry. Pairing, I'm always. I wonder if, no, it's just like this. Okay, so where is it complaining exactly?
Yeah, maybe it gives us some more hints.
Check header Jira. This is not really helpful. Okay, let's try again. Maybe this fixed it. No, it's still complaining. So I wonder if this syntax error comes from, okay, scope. Why does this thing have a different color than the others?
Yeah, that's weird. Is there some?
Hamel is really picky about like commas and spaces.
Yeah, that's weird. Why scope? Maybe scope is some kind of a keyword. And this is like maybe it's like just the syntax highlighting.
Yeah. I'm just going to try it as a string.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it helps. No, still complains. What is the problem? Ah, it could also be this. Ah, yeah, there's a not closing bracket. Like.
Ah, okay, yeah.
That could probably be it. Because in the worst case, accessing this on the object should be nil, right?
Yeah.
So looking at the link. What? Ah, this is like a very long URL, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Client ID challenge method, code challenge method, redirect URI, scope, state.
Where's the challenge? Code challenge method.
Yeah, code challenge method.
I just see a method, but not the challenge.
Yeah, I mean, if it is nil, right? So you are probably right with the access.
Oh, yeah. So we probably need the symbol key and not the string key.
Okay, let's reload again. Okay, inspect. Edit as HTML, response type, state. Why is this? I mean, I have my whole screen shared. Wait, is there like, here are the dots, right? Right. Okay, cool. Code challenge.
Yay.
It actually starts with IP.
Yeah, that's on purpose.
Okay, so if we now go and come back, we have the code, right? And that should be enough.
Yeah.
To then do the thing.
But
we actually send the verifier. Okay.
Yeah, and we need to remember the verifier somehow.
Cool. We need to, I mean, that's super easy for me now because front end, yay. Where is the thing? Cool. Code challenge, overflow, whatever. This is good. So we should go. Do we want to continue or do we want to? We can continue, right?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. We can come a little bit later to the next thing.
Subscriptions, index. Cool. Allow, whatever. Okay, so you have the update OAuth link here, right? So, check await await get OAuth authentication, right? Cool. Const token equals, right? I'm just going to create like this async function equals async. Cool. Okay, cool. Update OAuth link. We can do that later. But the fun thing is we just do const get location, right? And then we just say location. So the location here is like the full link, right? So
you want to grab the code?
Yeah. Sorry, it's yeah, cool. So we just do const your location parsed equals new URL location, right? Then we can say const code equals location parsed and returns URL. So we go back to the API, and then we probably have like, yeah, search params. And this is a search params, and we can get code, right? If code try to OAuth.
Yep.
Right? Otherwise, you know, this is the else, and I would probably return here somehow, right? Return token, right? Otherwise, we just do local storage set item, and you know, so how did we call the element? I just called it OAuth metadata, right?
Yep.
Set item OAuth stuff. I don't know, with the names, right? Document get element by ID, not ID, document query selector. And then we have OAuth metadata data set JSON.stringify. So this just because you need local storage is just strings, right? So you need to stringify it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I mean, we probably can always update the OAuth link. So we're just always doing that. So we're getting it here, and here we basically can do, you know, const OAuth stuff equals local storage get item, and then we just do OAuth stuff, right? And we do JSON parse local storage get OAuth stuff, right? And we can do console log code and OAuth stuff.
Right. Those stuff should contain the
verifier. And, yeah, I mean, it actually will contain both, but we actually don't need both. We just need to send the verifier, right? Like we don't need the other one.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see if that makes us happy. So I'm just going, okay, cool. So let's try it out. So this is the thing. We don't have a code here, right? I'm just need to open the console again.
Yeah, and probably reload.
Reload. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Reload. I should also go to the editor and be like, Andy, something that's unique. All right. You are so unique, Andy.
Oh yeah, thanks.
So, Andy. It should not print right now because
it only prints when we come back, right, with the code.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope we didn't cause an error. Ah. Wait, internal error.
What?
Ah, it tries to get the subscriptions. Okay. But why does it try to get the subscriptions?
Maybe because we put
no.
Okay.
It's good. Maybe it just didn't finish loading.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oops. We don't have any Andy here, right? We click OAuth flow.
It goes to a new tab. Oh no. Maybe we should remove target blank because it can stay in the same tab because we come back anyway.
Cool.
Oh, there it is.
There's the code from the URL. There's the code challenge from before.
And the verifier. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Now we.
Yeah. And then we would make an Axios request to get the token, and then we have the token.
Yeah. Nice.
The one thing that I wondered, by the way, is I just saw earlier with Gitport that they were able to open a pop-up, and they opened the pop-up and the pop-up closed and went back. I have no idea if that would be possible, right? Because I think it's similar to sometimes if you pay like PayPal or something, they open like the payment window and go back. Like a tinier one. I think that would be a better experience a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe if we remove target blank, wouldn't it stay in the same tab, then go to GitLab and then go back?
Yes.
So maybe the experience is still better.
Yeah, that's true. Let's try that for a second. I really should just move this one to the left side so that I can click it. Because we don't need the DEX, right? So do you have target blank here? Yeah, target blank, right? We just go away and come back. That's good. Another thing that we just, because, I'm just going like, wait, where's Axios from? Yeah, cool. Let's just try to get the token to have the real deal. And we can just, import Axios from, lib Axios. And then where do we actually send the thing? We just send const data equals await and then axios.get. So we probably also need like the URL here, right? Like the backend in our OAuth stuff, we probably should also save give the URL where we want stuff from, right? Is this a post or a get? So see, now it's a post, yeah.
Is it? Yeah, maybe. Need to check the documentation.
So it's await axios.post, and it actually would be the OAuth URL, which we currently don't have, right? So, okay, maybe we forgo this thing, like OAuth URL. Okay, let's not get the token. Yeah, because I think we can, it's a post request. It's not that hard. It's just like we need to pass in the thing and we had time. We're a little bit over time. Yeah.
Right. Just a quick summary. So I think what's left for me to do on the backend is to generate this challenge stuff in a.
We need the target blank because otherwise it tries to open within the iframe.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we need it. Okay. So I need to polish this the backend stuff that we just wrote and write some tests. Then need to figure out how we can get the app ID as a system setting or application setting that we
yes.
Yeah, so we can reuse it on every environment.
Yes.
And what else? Right. Add a feature flag so we can properly play with it without changing hard-coded stuff every time.
I wonder if it's possible to say that one of those routes, right, because it's a sub-route of GitLab, I wonder if it's somehow possible to say the cookies don't work here. Right?
Yeah, maybe.
True. I don't know if that is just like Because, if you look at,
we can basically just, or we do some kind of authentication when you open the page. We can just not do this authentication when the feature flag is on. I think it's somewhere in the controller.
So like in the Jira, what was the command P, right? In the Jira connect controller.
Yeah, subscriptions.
Subscriptions controller. Models, subscription controller. There.
Before
authenticate user.
Oh yeah, maybe this one.
You think so?
Or maybe it's yeah, I don't know.
Because we don't only do it on create.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe this is like authenticate user with a exclamation mark is like it doesn't work if it's not authenticated. But maybe there's like an application controller. There like application controller.
Skip before action.
Oh.
Wait, wait, I'm now confused. Subscription. So this extends the Jira Connect.
Yeah.
I think the problem is not. I think the problem is that these two things are on the same domain, and so the browser just sends the stuff by default, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So, and I was just wondering, like, because if we look here, and if I reload the page, network, if I reload the page, I mean, the cookie, what kind of cookies? Git pod user, like, wait, storage. We can look at cookies. So yeah, we have here storage GitLab session, right? And the path, this is like the path of the cookie, right? Like, hey, I just wonder if those cookies, if we could like disable that they are used for requests somehow. Anyhow, yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, I can figure out a way. Like maybe we can also just ignore the logged in user and yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like once you start sending stuff with the token, it will hopefully the token will override any cookie that is sent.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
right.
Does.
And
yeah, and probably again it makes sense to expose the normal URL so that we can build it here, right? Or we actually could probably pre-build the post request, right? The stuff that we have on the like all these things need to be sent on the post request anyhow, like except from the returned code, we have everything on the back end, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the grant type.
We don't have the verifier, but everything else.
Yeah, we don't have the code and the code verifier, obviously, but the rest can be built.
Yeah, like I can build the whole URL, and then you just need to add some parameters.
Yes, and then here we just need to add a URL and add the yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Because we also need to give the client secret.
Yeah.
So like so many secrets and stuff. Yeah. So it would be good if the OAuth stuff also contained like the
client secret.
Yeah. Yeah. So where's the helper? We should give the front end the URL for the post of the PKCE code flow here, right?
Yep.
OAuth callback URL. Something like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
To do. Cool.
Yep. Okay, cool. Right,
I think should I just commit this stuff to your branch?
Yeah, that would be cool. And yeah, and then after the backend stuff is done, we just need to do this post request, and then we receive the token.
And then we have the token, then we save the token.
Right.
Basically, I mean, the question is like, should we store it in store it in local storage or not, right? Should we just, I need to double check, because it might actually be worthwhile not to store the stuff in cookies, because as far as I know, thanks.
Reminds me on some cake.
Because I think there is an API so that we actually, the path. So we could, if we are using cookies to save that stuff, we could give it expiries and whatnot compared to local storage. And we also could ensure that, we are very strict, and we should not send a cookie or whatever, that we just use the cookie, the path should be correct, right? You know what I mean? Like that, because it would be bad if we save tokens here in your local storage, and then maybe another part of GitLab might read that local storage or whatever, right? In case, there isn't like an XSS exploit on another part of GitLab, it would be bad if that part of the storage can be read. But I don't know if it's a big consideration.
Yeah, but we just need to make sure we don't run into the same cross-site cookie thing again.
No, I don't know. It's similar to local storage. So if the problem is that the browsers are dropping the cookies. This is JavaScript accessing the cookie, right? Like this is a different thing. Like the browsers are dropping the cookies for security stuff, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right. And so cool. When we have the access token, I think that's a good point to try to get this merged. If it's behind the feature flag, we can.
Yes, exactly. We have the access token. That's a good point to get it merged. And then we can go from there and split front end and back end efforts, because create a new, because then I think backend is essentially done, and we would only need front end efforts in order to get to use the token instead of the cookies for all the requests, right?
Yeah, and then like change the requests to API requests, and and then we are done.
Yeah, cool. Sounds great. I'm just going to.
Oh yeah, committed.
Yeah, I'm just going to commit it. We can continue async on this. Stage changes. I have now a new client ID, but I think that's fine.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Cool. Message. Status quo from pairing session. Cool. To do, actually get the token and clean everything up and feature flag it.
Yes.
Cool.
All
Commit. Right. I wonder how this works, by the way.
Yeah, we probably get a warning message that you need to give privileges. No, it seems to work. Because I needed to add some.
I committed it, but now I need to push.
Oh yeah, right. It's yeah, you need to give access to
like here.
Yeah, and then read repository.
Yeah, this was I was wondering, right? Like if you can open a pop-up like this, because hey, we have the redirect here, right?
Yeah, and you can stay in the page.
Yeah.
Okay. And then then you can try to push it.
Would be cool if we had like a merge request link here somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, can't push refs to remote. Okay. I'm going to get this stuff pushed to their branch. I will probably just get the patch of the last log, run it locally, and push it up. That's probably easier. Cool.
Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom, for watching through the recording. If you watch through the recording, you will get a bottle of wine from us.
Yeah, but we need to verify that he actually watched this. So if you watched it,
if he hadn't watched it, he wouldn't know that he gets a bottle of wine.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah,
sounds good.
that's like I once had an anecdote that someone wrote a bachelor thesis and ended the sentence like, if you read until here, you get a bottle of wine, and if you read until later on, if you read until here, you get like a case of wine. And the professor came back to her and was like, "Where's my bottle of wine?" Right, and so she knew that that he actually didn't read the complete thing because then he would have asked for the case of wine.
Okay.
Probably cool, the wine is. We should see if we can buy something in Australia because it's probably so expensive to ship a bottle of wine from Germany.
Yeah, actually, I have a friend whose father has a vineyard in Australia.
Oh,
yeah,
fancy people, Cool.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, and see you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.